6:00 p.m. and we shall begin. And we will appropriately begin with prayer. Hello, my name. Dear God, we come before you on this night to engage voters around an election. We know during this time, this is an important time in history where the more we can engage voters, the better our communities will be. We're asking that the town hall here be an opportunity for the community to learn who the candidates are and to engage them in critical questions and answers on how they will be candidates, the best candidates, and really great conversation and respectful conversation around these issues. We know that partisanship has not helped our communities, and we are thinking critically about the issues and how the communities will be better. And we just thank you for this opportunity to come together around these issues. These prayers we ask in your name, and whatever way you worship. Amen. And if you could tell me who you are and where your table is located here today. Yes, so I'm Dr. Pamela Payne Foster. I'm a daughter of Selma. Believe it or not, my father graduated from Hudson High School in 1952, long time ago, so that tells you how old I am. I currently live in Tuscaloosa and Montgomery, Alabama, and I'm part of the Alabama Poor People's Campaign. Many of you might know that Martin Luther King Jr. was the one who founded the Poor People's Campaign in the 60s, and actually it was right before he died that he was shifting from civil rights to economic rights. And so some say that's what got him killed. But since that time in the early 2000s, we have reinvigorated his campaign. It is a campaign, it's a movement, it's not an organization, it's a movement and a coalition of people of all kinds of faiths, which is at the foundation of who we are. So clergy, people, pastors, religious leaders are a big part of our movement. The other big part of the movement is people who are low income and impacted by poverty. We have 5 interlocking issues, of course, systemic poverty, systemic racism, militarism, religious nationalism, evangelical nationalism, and health issues, which all sort of interlock into affecting poor communities. We are organized mainly in the cities in Alabama, but we are looking to move a little bit more and organize more into rural areas. So our leader here is Reverend Dexter Patterson. Some of you may know him. I forgot the name of his church here in Selma, but we are in the back table. We also have a survey that we're doing to sort of understand better what the issues are for people who are low income. We are going to have a town hall meeting similar to this in August, on August 7th, Thursday, August 7th. So I got some sheets out here, put that on your calendar. We're going to be asking people who are most impacted by poverty to ask the questions of the candidates. So I hope you can come out and support us. This is the Poor People's Campaign and the League of Women Voters. So, and we're also probably going to enter partnership with groups here in Selma, so let us know. And we'll also get the contact information of the candidates tonight. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Foster. And so, as not to prolong the time, we are going to say welcome to you. You got it enough to come and get the information. An informed voter is the best kind of voter I know. And the candidates thought it not robbery to come and speak with you on today. So you put that in the book and you remember that. But they came here to speak with you, to engage with you, and talk with you one-on-one, right there in the mix and mingle, and right here collectively at the Candidates Forum. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Candidates Forum 2025. The rules of engagement are this. First of all, go ahead, turn your phones on off, vibrate, or silent. whichever one is your pleasure. Off, vibrate, or silent. These are the rules of engagement. This forum style is Q&A. That means that you get to ask them questions and they get to answer you. This is not a debate. And let me expound on that. The candidates are not to address each other at any time during this forum. The candidates are only to speak on the issues. We are here to learn about the issues and what you think about it and what is your plan. So the candidates are not to address each other because this is not a debate forum. Maybe there will be some others that will have a debate, but this is not that. Okay? Let's remember that. All right? The forum focuses on issues, the people, and the plan. Keep that in mind. We're focusing on issues, the people, and the plan. It's moderator facilitator. So in a few minutes you'll have our fabulous Jasmine Pritchard up here moderating. And as you all know, she keeps with the rules. You will be given 2 minutes to introduce yourself as a candidate. At that 2-minute mark, we need you to cut it off. I'll find a way to give you like a 30-second hearing. I'll find a way. Y'all don't see me, y'all know what 2 minutes look like. The following 2 questions were given to all candidates. The candidates were asked to choose only one and answer it pertaining to their position. The following 2 questions were predetermined and given to all candidates. Question 1. What is the most pressing issue in Selma, in your opinion, and how will you address this issue? That's question 1. Question 2. In your capacity as school board member, mayor, or council member, where will you lead Selma in the next 4 years and how? Tell us what that looks like at the end of your 4-year term. Tell us what it looks like. They were given the option to choose one of those. You know, if time allows and then no one has questions from the audience, we will then go back to the second question and ask them to answer the question that they did not answer in the beginning. All right? With that being said, the candidates from wards 1, 3, 5, and 7, please join us. You may need one more chair, I'm not sure. And Miss Sheila, if we can bring them some water, something warm, maybe my age. We can bring the candidates some water. Just let me know if we need one more chair. I think we had somebody to join us after I had counted. Okay, we got it, Mr. Wimberly? Okay. All right. And let's rock and roll. Okay. Candidates for Ward 1, before I pass the microphone to our moderator, please come forward. You know what, Ms. Thomas, stay there. Stay there. Okay, wrap this in this chair, y'all. Unwrap it for me. Keep unwrapping. All right? Please do Ward 1. 2 minutes to introduce yourself. Good evening. Okay, yeah, I see what you're talking about, Dr. Benjamin. Good evening. That's much better. Even to say that I had to say that again, it lets you know that I need to hear your voice. I am Dr. Felicia King Thomas. I am a long-time resident, lifelong resident of the Queen City, Selma, Alabama, and I am a resident of Ward 1. I am so glad to have this opportunity to address you, to speak with you on tonight. I am here because I believe that our future depends on us standing together, not just as neighbors, but as one community, one Selma. And then as we look at that, one voice, one community, and the advocates. And that's exactly what I want to do. I want to be your voice. I want to hear every concern, and I want to be able to voice those concerns. I want to make sure that we are operating as a community, as we connect our communities. It's pretty much like what's in our pocket. We speak in pockets, but then again, we need to make sure that our pockets become the bank. and then to be an advocate. Every single one of us, whoever is elected as city council, and I do pray that is me for Ward 1, we need to speak and make sure we're advocating for the needs of our citizens, for those not just in a single ward, but what will benefit our city. So yes, I am the candidate for Ward 1, Selma City Council, but I just don't operate or will not operate as just Ward 1, as I represent the city of Selma. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Charles Bennett, and I'm running for representative Ward 1 as well. The reason I'm running for candidate Ward 1 is because I moved away a while back. And I came back, and I decided after the storm, hey, we need changes. If you don't believe it, we're not united. Selma is very divided. Just like our streets, we're very divided. And I took a goal and an oath that I'm going to be the leader of Ward 1. And I'm going to promise you I'm going to make it better. I'm going to make it safe. I'm going to try to get stuff for the youth because you know that our crime is terrible around here. And that's because we don't have leadership, good leadership. And one thing about good leadership, we got good followers. And I believe saying if we come together and get united, hey, we'll make it happen.
Thank you. Ward 3.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Hey, my name is Collins Petaway III. I am born and raised right here in the city of Selma, Alabama. I am an educational product right here in the city of Selma, Alabama. I bring over 15 years of professional and academic educational experience to the roles of public policy, government, international relations, public relations, and also municipal government or policy. And it is for that reason alone that I love my community and I love Selma, despite of all of the issues that we see that we post about. I love this community and I love this place, which is why I have made the decision to run for Ward 3. I made the decision because I see the issues that we are dealing with in our communities. I see the blight, I see the homes, I see the potholes, I see the streets, and I do believe that there are opportunities and solutions that are there. And so I'm looking to run for a plan that surrounds the people, of what the people are looking for, of what the people like to see, and what is best for the people. And so it is my hope that you all would consider supporting and also voting for myself, Collins Petaway III, for your next Selma City Councilman for Ward 3. Thank you.
Ward 5. Are you Ward 5? That's not on this end. Whichever one of y'all win, advocate to get a better system.
Good afternoon. My name is Curtis Wimberly. I'm a lifelong member of the city of Selma. I have been in Selma all of my life. I was raised here, I taught here, and I still work here. As a candidate for Ward 5, there are a lot of issues that are pressing in the city. And it's not just the roads, it's not just, but the people. The people need help. As I advocate for home ownership through work now, I see the plight that the people have, the lack of affordable housing, the economic strife. And those are the things that I want to address in my campaign for City Council for Ward 5. Those are the things that make Selma better. We need better jobs, we need better roadways, and we definitely need a strong government. And I think I'm a key piece to that. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mariama Durames. I grew up in Ward 5, and this community is a part of my family story. 4 generations of my family have called this neighborhood home for over 35 years. It's where my parents raised me. It's where I continue to live and work today. And I also worship in this community. Because I have walked these streets and prayed in these churches and shared in the joys and struggles of our neighbors, I understand Ward 5 in a way that goes beyond statistics and policy papers. I see the strengths,
the hardworking families, the elders who cared for us, the children full of hope, and I see the challenges that have held us back. This isn't just where I live, it's who I am. My family's legacy has inspired me every day to fight for safer streets, cleaner neighborhoods, better services, and opportunities for every resident. And I know that with the right leadership, respect for our history, and the collaboration across the community, Ward 5 can be a place where generations all can thrive. I'm not running for city council to be a politician. I'm running because I love this community and I want to serve it with everything that I have. Together we can honor our past and build a brighter future for Ward 5. Ward 5 has the people, the spirit, and the potential to rise again, but it requires all of us, leaders and residents, to embrace accountability, collaboration, and transportation. To act means to do something. Do something meaningful every day. So I ask for your support and partnership to make Ward 5 a safe and vibrant and thriving place for us all. Thank you.
1 minute, 55 seconds. You worked on that.
Hi, everyone. My name is Queen Vastai Imani. My family are members of the Selma Ward 5 community, have been for as long as I can remember. I attended Selma Middle School here, but I then moved away. I moved back home, and I am just wanting to basically clean up the neighborhood. It has basically saddened me to see it come to the position that it's in. So one of my initiatives is curb appeal. With my 20 years background in the property management field and 7 years human resources, I do have what it takes to go ahead and focus on the problems with the administration, if there's any that are apparent, as well as focus on a vibrant community. Part of my initiatives are acknowledging the issues, beginning to correct them, and basically taking it back to the basics. We want to rebuild our neighborhood. We want to focus on the cleanup first, enhance the housing market, and go from there. That's basically it.
Rain.
Good evening. Name of Almighty God, most gracious, most merciful. I'm truly happy to be here in this position. I have been doing politics and community development for 30 years here in Selma. I've done everything from pick up paper in neighborhoods to in suit and tie at the White House lobbying with members of Congress to bring millions of dollars in revitalization funds back to the city of Selma. Via Weed and Seed, East Selma, working alongside Attorney Shalom, we were able to bring Magnolia Gardens as a portion of those resources. We have since then started our organization back, which is really a movement. We have a core group of individuals from 15 to 20 people, some in Canada, some as far as San Diego. We've been meeting for the past 2.5 years and haven't got paid a dime. We have linked and collaborated with the Honorable Stephen Graham, the husband of Oprah Winfrey. We just finished a strategic proposal about a few weeks ago for a $500 million endowment to revitalize the entire black belt of Alabama. How are we going to do that? We're going to come together as a community, because there's nothing I can do up there by myself as a city council person but draw a check. That's not why I came home. I came home to make a change in Selma, because Selma has led civil rights, one man, one vote for the entire world. I have 4 associate degrees, computer-aided drafting, machine tool technology. I have one in technology. I have one in business. I have an engineering degree, industrial engineering with a focus in city planning. I have a master's in project management from Troy University. I'm in my 4th semester of my PhD program at the University of West Alabama in Rural Business Development. And I don't have time to go through all of it. It's been 30 years. Thank you so much.
You definitely do not. Thank you for recognizing that you did not have time. We appreciate it. Lord Selma, we'll start down here with Councilwoman.
Good afternoon. My name is Janie Thomas. I'm a long-time resident for 55 years in Ward 7 on Powell Street. I'm a retired political organizer. Walk those streets, give the people what they want. I come out of the district that I live. I must stand up and say this because I want people to understand why I work so hard. I come out of a neighborhood. When I retired, 27 years from the labor movement, I took my skills and decided to parole for 6 years. I paroled my neighborhood. I saw my neighborhood with drug-infested murders. I've seen all of this. And I say, it takes someone in the community to turn it around. I decided to run in 2016 for the district that I live in, the neighborhood of all the things. I walked those streets before I came in that office. I voiced murders, crime, robbery. I've seen it all. Neighborhood run down, abandoned house. I live in the park. So I tell everybody, when I took that leadership, I took that leadership to serve the people in my district and also in my city of Selma. And I also took the leader of the knowledge to go to training, to be a certified officer, to represent the city of Selma, to know the do's and not, to make sure that we look for the best interest, grants, fundings, and everything else. I went from basic to advanced to emerit, which I'll be graduating October. And I like to say to Ward 7, to the people that live in my district, we know what we go through, and we know what we have to do. And it takes, you have to walk those streets, and you have to work with people. And that is what I've done, and that is what I'm going to continue to do. And I'm asking for my 3rd term to be re-elected, because there's a lot of work to go in Ward 7.
All right? Mrs. DeMonte, here for is our last one.
Good evening, everyone. I am the Monte Beautiful, and I'm running for Ward 7 City Council. For those who don't know me, I am a local youth pastor, youth leader. I serve as the coach, head basketball coach, and assistant coach, football coach at RB Hudson. I am a mentor. I have my own mentor that program that I do called Men the Standard. My campaign stands on 3 pillars: community development, youth empowerment, and public safety. Why am I running? I'm running because the neighborhood that I grew up in is not the same. The neighborhood that I once walked the streets and played basketball at neighbor houses are not the same. Right now, my neighborhood is like a third world country, and I'm upset about it because I'm not comfortable living in a neighborhood that looks like we have lost a lot of hope. That's why I'm running, because I want to join the fight and be the voice for Ward 7 to bring resources to our neighborhood and to also build our neighborhood and bring hope back to Ward 7.
Thank you to each of you for the introduction. I am now going to turn the rest of the ceremony over to our moderator. Let's give our fabulous moderator, Jasmine Pritchett, a hand as she comes forward. This is the time, they're going to do the predetermined questions. This is the time for you to, I think the index cards are in the back, for you to decide what you want to ask after you have heard them introduce themselves, because we don't want you to ask something you already heard. Okay? And then after they ask the predetermined question, that may answer your question. So this is the time for you to be determining what else would I like to know from these candidates. I and Miss Sheila, that's way back there in the back, she's in black, we'll be walking around with index cards for you. Good evening. And we'll begin with candidates from Wards 1, and you will read the predetermined question that you have chosen for this evening and your response at this time. Good evening again. I definitely want to be honest, I did not write the question down. However, I am looking for the questions so that I can address it as such. Thank you. The question, and they're both very great questions. So I think even in answering one, you really, or I do plan to answer both, but the question that I selected is, what is the most pressing issue in Selma, in your opinion, and how will you address this issue? And in that order, it is for me, in order to begin to answer that question, we first have to have conversations like this. We have to have community engagement. We can't know what those issues are. What is my priority may not be the priority of another. So it's easy for us to say these are priorities of the most pressing issue, but as I look at it, to say that it is unification, to ensure that we have some unity, some commitment, some dedication. And even with where we are now looking at our city council, we want to make sure that we're strengthening the work that has begun. There are some flaws, and we all will have those flaws. But as the representative is selected for Ward 1, I definitely plan to be committed and to be dedicated, but to look at that and having community engagement to find out what those issues are. But to say the number one, we can't address all those things that are important that have been named, the infrastructure, safety, and I hear that often, and even just thinking about the recent murder of one of our youths. And it's happening and becomes a table conversation, and frankly, it disheartens me. But to say that the financial budget is something that we need to look forward to ensure that we have a balanced budget, that we appropriate those funds and expend them according to what those things are, those areas, those topics, those concerns are issues that are important to each and every one of us to have a one Selma. So that most important concern is the budget, to make sure that we address everything else. Thank you for that question. Thank you. Before moving on to the next candidate, we just want to remind the candidates that these are timed responses. Again, please read your question and your response.
All right, what's the most pressing issue in Selma in your opinion? How will you address it? To me, in my opinion, it's crime rate. Crime rate is trouble in Selma. Gun violence, youth crime. I don't know if y'all remember that last year our crime rate doubled. We had 222 incidents, 14 homicides against the national average. And the average was 106 per person. And we had a total of 222. Okay, and the reason for that is because our youth. We don't have mentors in the school. We don't have policing. You know, we need to have policing. We have night patrols. You know, we have joggers in my neighborhood, and they don't feel safe. Kids don't feel safe going to school anymore. Why? Because we don't have the policing. We don't have the right leaders in the right places. If we have more officers on duty, I have several officers, law enforcement, state troopers, sheriffs, same police department. They used to live in my neighborhood, but not once do you see them patrol. You know, ever. I had one that lived right down to me. She parked her car in the back of the house. You know, and my time ran out.
Thank you. We do apologize, but we know people have to get to work and school in the morning. So we're going to move on with Ward number 3. And I guess you get this on.
Okay. Can everybody hear me? Yeah, I think I'm loud enough. Use the microphone.
Y'all, Mr. Chestnut's working hard. I know he gonna get us right. I know he will. Okay, so my question, and I want to stay within the time frame that I chose, is the question regarding what would be our most pressing issue in Selma and how would I tend to address that. And there are several issues that we can probably talk about, but the number one issue that I have looked at, not just in this particular present Selma, but an issue that has really plagued us over the last 20 odd years, is what we like to call intergovernmental relations, or in the most simplest of terms, how to talk to each other. Because over time, since I've been a kid, attending council meetings, I have watched where in Selma we have normalized a culture where we tend to talk at each other about what we want. Or if we don't agree with someone, we will talk around that person. Or we will go over here and say what we want. We will go on the radio and say something that we want versus actually going to the person and expressing what our thoughts are and expressing what we want. It should never be a problem for me to reach out to whoever the mayor is going to be, or whoever my voting constituent is, whether you voted for me or not. It has to start there. We have to learn how to talk to each other. That also means holding each other accountable. You're holding me accountable, criticizing me where you see I may fall, allowing me to take the criticisms, and also using that so that we can build better bridges. Because you have to build bridges. In our fraternity, we talk about bridge building. There is no sense of us getting anywhere if we cannot build the bridge. So we have to be able to do that. Only then can we be able to tackle things such as code enforcement, such as crime, such as potholes, such as our streets, break-ins, things that we're already being plagued with. It starts with the ability to being able to talk to each other. Because we may not agree on everything, but we have to be able to respect the presence and authority of each other so that we can be able to accomplish what we need. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to Ward 5.
Good evening. Once again, my name is Curtis Wembley. The question that I chose also is, what is one of the most pressing issues in Selma at this time, and how would I address that issue? Well, first of all, understand that Selma has quite a few issues, all right? Nothing that can be fixed overnight. We've got a high crime rate, a violent crime rate. We're on pace right now for 214 violent crimes this year alone. But the issue goes back further than that. I spoke on economic values and economic wealth. Well, the average income for a household in Selma is just above $37,000. Actually, it's $37,500. And with that comes poverty level, in which our people struggle, and that's where we get lost. Our youth get lost. The thing we don't have right now is you don't have an active recreation department. You don't have activities for young men. We always, when I was growing up, it was always taught that the devil's workshop is an idle mind. Exactly. So when we look at our youth, those are the ones that are the future of our communities. But if their economic wealth does not rise up, then there is no way that they can strive to be better. So my campaign, what I want to do is I want to work with the council, whomever it be, council and the president and the mayor, in order to bring economic wealth to Selma. We need jobs. We need good paying jobs. $15 an hour is not a good paying job now. The economy does not support a $15 wage. We need jobs that will create better jobs and better opportunities for our children and our people in Selma in order to address the other issues that we have.
Thank you. Is that okay? We'll go to Mr. Ramus next. You mind if I? Okay.
Ward 5 is a community with deep roots and enormous potential, but it also faces serious challenges. Poverty, crime, blight, and inadequate services threaten our quality of life. Seniors struggle with isolation and lack of transportation. Vacant lots and dilapidated homes undermine our neighborhoods. Yet, despite these difficulties, Ward 5 is ready for transformation, but not unless we act. To act also means to do something. So for accountability, accountability means that leaders are answerable to the people. It's about results, transparency, and making sure every dollar is well spent on Ward 5 renewal. We also have collaboration. Collaboration brings neighbors, businesses, and government together. No one can solve our challenges alone. It is our collective power that will make Ward 5 thrive. And as far as transparency, transparency builds trust. When residents have access to information and can see what's happening in real time, they become partners in progress. So this is what I am proposing as a comprehensive plan, focusing on public safety improvements that use data and community policing to keep neighborhoods safe. Expanded senior services, including transportation, health screenings, and social programs to support our elders. Beautification efforts like tree removal, mural art, and community-driven adopt-a-lot incentives to reclaim vacant spaces. Housing revitalization through facade improvement grants and partnerships with land banks to bring homes back to life. Job training and mental health resources to empower families and youth with real economic opportunity. And tourism and historic preservation investments that honor our heritage and grow our local economy. We are rooted in history, rising in hope, and restoring Ward 5. If you'd like to learn more about those 7 pillars by the end of my term, you should see draft ordinances and proposals based on this platform, bringing priority implementation in the first 90 days, a tree audit, opportunity center, and facade grant launch. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, certainly. All right, we'll be moving on to Ward 5, the final candidate. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It's all right. Give everybody an opportunity.
The question was, what is the most pressing issue in Selma, in your opinion, and how do you plan to address it? Back to the basics. We want to clean up our streets. We need to clean up our neighborhoods. Bulk trash, high grass, we cannot pass. We need to be accountable. We need to have our landlords that have properties be accountable. We need to organize. I plan to have regular ward meetings so we can get together and talk about what are the issues on your street. Again, I have my own personal issues, but we want to address what are your issues as well. One thing about being in the position to be a councilwoman, you are the voice of the people. They can't always speak their concerns, so you want to make sure you hear everyone. Part of that correction, I want to make myself available. I have 20 years background in community service. I'm ready to roll up my sleeves. If you need help at your home removing your debris, I want to be there right there with you. We need to do it together. If we don't get it done together, it's not going to work. We need to hold our neighbors accountable. We need to speak to the landlords and find out what those barriers are to get it cleaned up. As far as our seniors, my grandmother, long time member of the city of Selma, Miss Evelyn Cox. I love you, Grandma. No, seriously. No, my grandmother's a long-time member of the city of Selma, and I've watched her face challenges herself. So I want to be specifically involved with the senior community. I do want to address areas that are not being utilized properly. Look into our zoning. If you own a property and it's not being handled correctly, we need to address that. our drainage issue. We rain a lot here. Ward 5 in particular has huge drainage problems. You see it build up every time it rains. We need to hold Public Works accountable for making sure they're inspecting properly, doing whatever repair needs to be handled immediately. Finding something for our children to do. We need to have parks. I know that parks and activities, after school activities. I know that we do have parks in the city, but I do not see many in Ward 5. Can we turn a space into one? Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Now the final candidate for Ward 5.
Again, good evening. If I'm talking about it, I've already done it in my 30-year career. I'm not here to make promises. What I have been doing for the past 30 years, I will continue to do. I'll answer both questions together. The number one problem and what in 4 years do I would like to see? Our number one problem is we need to get back together and get under God. When we did that as a collective community, we changed the world through the civil rights movement. We did not have one elected official. We didn't have a pot to pee in and a window to throw it out. But we came together under God and changed the world. Now we got all, you mean to tell me we got all this education and intellectual strength and minds, all these resources, NFL, NBA, Major League, and we can't come together and change the world again here in Selma? You mean to tell me we can't do that? Yes, we can. And that's what I intend to do, continue to lead these efforts in this movement that I told you that we're doing. I'm not talking about what I'm going to do. I'm talking about what I've been doing for the past 30 years. We already have a movement in place. Again, I repeat, we just finished a strategic proposal for a $500 million endowment to revitalize the entire Black Belt of Alabama. We will start right here in Ward 5, do a test model, and then take it all over the community of Selma, then the Black Belt, then North Alabama, then Mississippi, then Tennessee, then Georgia, then Florida, and we gone. As it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. Selma is going to lead the way to prosperity for America and the world again. That's what we're going to do. When we come back to God, you can have all the money and resources you want to. Look at all these organizations we have countrywide. Nothing is happening because they're not standing with God. That's our strength. We got away from it in the civil rights movement. We need to get back to it.
Thank you. Okay, now we're down to the fabulous Ward 7.
My question is question 2. In your capacity of mayor and council member, where will you lead Selma in the next 4 years and how? Tell us what to look for at the end of your term. I would like to say to all of you, first of all, mayor and council, I would like to say to you, first of all, mayor and council, of my years of my 9 years up there, I would like to say this. First of all, the municipality government must know their duties, how to keep this municipality running. Also, I hear all of the candidates talking about the things that we have in our city and the issues that we have in our city. That's why we are the branch called the legislative branch. That is our duty. Our duty is to know the policy, the codes, and everything that is in place. The councils, that's why they require us to have training to know how a municipality government is supposed to be run. They lay everything out for us. And it's up to each council person, when you get in office, to go to training, to learn your knowledge on how a municipality is supposed to operate. We have all the tools. They give us all the grant funds. They show us all the leeway. But it's up to the municipality. If you got 9 bodies up there and you only have 4 or 5 people going to training and getting their certification to be certified up there. During their training, they take you all the way from the step to the bottom. And it tells you we have policies and codes that have been out of place ever since 1966. That is our duty, to look at these codes and redo them and put them back in place. We talk about our litter and garbage. We have code enforcement. Right now, the city of Selma don't have the amount of people in place that are supposed to be A4 certified. People that own property. We know we own this property, we pay tax. We should not be there. We have to ask you or to force you to come out and clean your property or your street up. We have people drive down the street. We talk about trash. I've been a part of Keep Alabama Beautiful. I don't get paid. 9 years. I've been picking up trash all over. Council people have been picking up trash. People drive down the street and throw out everything. In the morning we get up, we pick up. We talk about potholes. We've been repairing potholes. There are so much funds out there that we need to come together with grants. They give us all this information, and it takes the leadership of the body of the council and the mayor to be able to sit at a round table and make a decision on what we need to do for our city. You might not like me, and I might not like you, but we have a job. We're supposed to be able to talk this out and do what we're supposed to. And like I say, I represent my district. I work. I'm retired. I take care of my district. I do things that a leader don't supposed to do, but I do it because I live in the ward.
Thank you. This completes our session for the predetermined. I apologize.
Move your podium, Jan.
Nah, you got it. Good evening again. The question I chose is, what is the most pressing issue in Selma, in your opinion, and how will you address the issues? I believe the biggest issue we face in Selma right now is public safety. I have to be honest with y'all, I'm a preacher, so I can't be scripted, so I wrote down some notes, but I'm still full of knowing that one of my young people that I know and talk to just for killed and just leaving. And so I believe that public safety is a very big problem here in Selma right now. How can we fix it? I believe it first started with building relationships with one another. I believe that as a council, I will build a relationship with my team, my other council team, and also build a relationship with the mayor, and also get the chief involved to see what can we do to not only help Selma PD. I think it's time out for all the blaming and pointing fingers. I believe it's time to figure out a way to bring resources into for our young people. Because right now, we are ranked number 8 in the country of worst cities dealing with violence. So I believe that in order for crime to go down, we have to first learn to act and treat one another right before our young people can do the same thing. I believe it starts with us. I believe it starts with leaders, all the leaders in this table, wherever leadership capacity you're in. We have to set the example. We have to set the tone, because the truth of the matter is our young people are doing what they see us doing. If they see us fighting, they're going to fight. If they see us cussing each other out, they're going to do the same. They're going to repeat everything that they see us doing. So I believe Selma have enough of division and fighting. I believe it's time to come together to be examples for our young people. And I remember my mom growing up. Shout out to my mom. We stayed right in the middle of the hood. In the hood, I had the opportunity to sell drugs, to sell those, to do anything bad. But what kept me out of the streets was my mom kept me active. My mom kept me active in everything: church, singing, made me take piano lessons, made me go to the gym in the summertime. She kept us active, so I didn't have time to do anything that was bad. And I believe right now, the reason why young people are so quick to pick up a gun and to fence and to fight, because they don't have nothing to do. I believe, especially in my world right now, we have nothing to do that is geared towards our young people. And one thing I want to fight for is to bring resources for our young people, mental health, learning how to talk it out, learning how programs that will teach them how to solve issues instead of fighting and shooting one another to deal with issues. I believe if we can come together and bring forward resources for all of those problems dealing with violence, I believe that everything else will fall in place.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That will end the session for our predetermined questions. Now we have some questions that have come from people in the audience, and I'm reading them in the order that they are coming in. And this is questioning for anyone that would like to answer the questions. I'm going to begin with question one, and this is from a very young person in the audience. How would you stop the crime rate? Well, I think this may be something we all want to hear an answer to, so Ms. Thomas has her hand up. 1 minute and 30 seconds. Time.
I would like to say to that young person, and I did, over in Ward 7, I deal with a lot of young people, 17, 18 years old. First of all, you get with the families and find out what's going on in the homes, and you try to work. You got to be a grassroots. You got to work with these people. You got to put time in with the family and listen to these young people. Y'all be surprised what the young people tell you. You got to listen to them. You got to sit at their dining room table, and you got to hear the issues and the problems that are going on in their home. You will be surprised. And you got to be devoted, not just go one time. You have to put a lot of time into it. And that helps solve a lot of problems. They will tell you about the gun. They will tell you what they do. And then they want somebody to love them and work with them and do things with them. And that is what I do with my young people. There's a lot of things that we do in Ward 7. We do a lot of things. We did a park. Our kids, family time, come in that park. I devoted that park on L.L. Allenson off of Church Street because I got tired of seeing gun banging. We brought something good to the community for the family to come in the neighborhood and sit out and have a nice day. But you got to hear the children. You got to sit at the table, and you'll be surprised what they tell you.
We direct their energies with this gangster rap that's got them hypnotized. Every generation is getting worse. I'm not going to sit up here and pretend like I have the answers. I do not. The only thing I know that we need to do is come together and share our collective ideas, our collective experiences, and go into prayer and ask God to show us an answer. If we do that, put down our differences and come together as one, I do believe that we can find a solution. We're so busy in Selma finding reasons to argue and fight when this is holy ground. When I mention I'm from Selma, Alabama, when I go other places, they roll out the red carpet, just like they do with y'all. We need to be good stewards of what God has blessed us with. We have a history that is a major resource. People have sacrificed for us to be where we're at. Let's not take advantage of that sacrifice. Let's be good stewards of what God has blessed us with, and we can find a solution together.
Thank you. Due to the timely manner, we'll take one final response, and this will close out this session because of the time factor. We have another session tomorrow night, and we need people to come back. So we'll offer it up for all of the candidates to answer this as the final question.
Yeah, Ms. King Thomas had her hand up there. Yeah. Y'all ain't gotta go now. I'm timing. Grab the mic.
All right, so having served for 25 years in the education system, I've seen the root of this. I've seen the change in our youngsters, okay? As a coach at both the high school and the college level, I have seen what our young men and young women have gone through, the things that they have done. Our biggest issue is that we have nothing for them to do. The YMCA has moved out of the community. The Brown Y has been left abandoned for years. The Ebonites have opened a gym, but to my knowledge, I know they have a basketball program, but what about after school touring? What about gymnastics for the girls? What about something that everyone in the school system, every child can participate in? Our recreation department used to be thriving. Baseball, football, the summer program with the playgrounds, non-existent now. Those are the things that we need to get back in place so that our kids and our youngsters can proceed to be fruitful and not into all of the gang violence, as well as all of the points that were made are good. But we still have to have something for our parents to enroll our kids in, somewhere where they know that someone will be watching them, someone will be protecting them. We don't have that yet. I think I kind of already answered that. I rephrased my answer. I believe, I think about what he said, that we have to have programs or things for our young people to do. Dealing with young people every day, they're bored. It's just simple that they're bored, and the only thing they can rely on things that they see on TV. But the question is, what are they watching? Whatever is influencing them, whatever they're watching is fueling them to do something bad. And so we have to revamp their mind, give them some opportunities. They're losing hope. They're shooting one another, killing one another, fighting one another. So I think we have to give them the opportunity where they can realize that there is more than just fighting and killing one another. I think programs, get them involved in sports, bring resources to our community to give them another outlet. We don't know what these kids are going through in their life and their home, but when they come home, for me, being in the school system, being a coach, I'm their next outlet, so I have to set that example to let them know that what you may see at home, it doesn't have to be your life, it has to give them hope. I think our young people is losing hope, so I believe our job is to give them hope, give them programs where they can grow, gain knowledge, give jobs, bring them resources that will help them see that there is a better way. So before I answer the question, I do want to just speak to Ms. Selma. I'm hearing a lot of people talk about our young people and our children committing crimes, but I want to make it known that the adults are also committing crimes as well. And so we need to be sure that we call that a spade. It's not just children, it's adults. Otherwise, our crime rates will not be the way that it is. I also want to mention one of the things that we have to look at, what can we do to improve our police department? What do our officers need? And what do our departments need? Because I can already tell you from where I live in my neighborhood, we don't have enough officers already. And so, number one, I do want to praise the current administration, the council, the mayor, and all of those involved for increasing the pay for the officers. But I think there needs to also come with additional resources and also incentives on how we can be sure that they are safe in doing the job that they are doing. Additionally, we also need to look at what does true community policing look like. We're talking about resources and programs, but the fact of the matter is community policing involves and is defined by allowing trust to be placed in the community. There goes the thing I mentioned earlier, intergovernmental relations, because we have to be willing to talk to each other. And so there should not be a point to where I see an officer walk into the street and I get frozen. When I actually should be safe and I should, oh wow, there's officer so-and-so. I should know all the officers by name, right? I should be able to know that. These are not just things that I know. These are things that I have seen from organizations that I've worked with. So there's a difference in the things that I would start with increasing the crime rate. Thank you.
I want to remind of the vision, rooted in history, rising in hope, restoring Ward 5 for generations to come. One of the overarching goals on this plan going forward will be public safety and crime reduction, the goal being to reduce crime by addressing root causes and increasing visible community policing. So the actionable steps would be community policing zones, creating neighborhood-based patrols with officer consistency, youth safe zones, partnering with schools and faith-based organizations for after-school centers, crisis response teams, funding mobile mental health crisis units with trained professionals. I do want to spearhead and drive a plan to bring mental health resources into the community. A lot of the crime is driven by lack of counseling services, mental health services. What we do from within the school community is we reach out. We partner with other organizations, including the district attorney's office, the local law enforcement, and the municipal judges. Because at this point, our youth are, leaning more into the crime that's already an element that's undergirding the activity in our community. So I do agree that we do need to beef up our police enforcement. Violence interruption programs, employing local credible messengers to mediate gang conflict. So when we do that, we partner with the Truth and Reconciliation Center, provide restorative circles, as well as reentry support, officer job training, and house navigation for returning citizens.
Madam Moderator, will you please restate the question? Yes. What would you do to decrease the crime rates?
So in looking at that, to make sure that we have the youth involved in making sure that we come up with those solutions.
Because a lot of things that we used to do as children, and I was talking to my cousin earlier, and he was like, we're the old folks now. So yes, we are the old folks now. But then to look at that and have these courageous conversations with all of the children, because children are children and children are gonna children, just as people are gonna people. But to make sure that we're identifying those things that are important to them. Even my children, I have my twin sons there, baseball and artistry, they're both talented, one in music and one in graphic design. So we need to make sure that we're introducing our youth to those things that are attracting or that are attractive. Instead of them spending money on these video games, we need to teach them and channel their energy in creating those video games and making sure that we have entrepreneurship, that we have those training programs for our youth to be involved. So once we begin to expand that and to know that we have the youth at the table, that we have that consortium of our community represented at the table, then we will begin to make change. We'll begin to eradicate or diminish the crime rates because we're having them involved. And then also we need to make sure that we're fluid within the communities, that we feel safe traversing it and going from community to community. Thank you. I know that everybody is taking some time here, so I will not take up a lot of time, but again, back to my initiatives, back to the basics. It used to be a time where it was really a community where we all communicated with one another. If I was outside doing something, better believe somebody called my mama and they came out there and got me, or they drug me in the house themselves. We have to build a relationship with one another where we trust each other to go ahead and help parent. It does take a village. And I do agree with Petaway. It is not just the children, it is the adults. So that all comes with the community effort, us all communicating, block clubs. Something where we're staying involved with one another to where we can stay aware, and building that awareness is going to reduce the crime. Thank you to all of the candidates. Thank you to the attendees. We're going to be swapping out here in just a moment, but please certainly give these candidates a hand. We have questions that did not necessarily ask of you. Those questions, right here, Francis Cleveland is on Facebook Live. Those questions will be typed in. If you could help us by going to our page, and these questions will be typed in, these questions, but we can get answered. If you all, the candidates, will go to her Facebook Live, answer those questions for those in the audience who didn't get it here, we would appreciate it, and I know they will appreciate it. We will get these questions right here typed into there for awards 1, 3, 5, and 7. Thank you so much. Will the candidates for awards 2, 4,